We are 15 minutes out from the golden ticket match, and you are busy practicing with.
Yes, I'm clouding here.
With event troops. You're practicing with event troops.
Nobody told me it was forbidden. Yes.
He's farming his Nizi, level 10.
Yeah, I have level 9. I need to get it to level 10.
Yeah,
It sucks.
yeah. You got a book of heroes ready.
Yeah, I got it ready. I only need 80,000 dark elixir.
Get
15
it.
minutes.
15 minutes.
I'm still in Paris with Vatic Esports as they play for the golden ticket to the World Championship. 3 big teams have already fallen to the lower bracket. Navi, Only Exceed, and Synchronic after a lot of 1-stars today. So our matchup today is Vatic Esports taking on Tryhard Gaming. They are 4 wins away from the golden ticket. I was talking with the team before they started their match, and they are very, very confident right now. They know that their offense is on point. They know that their bases are good, but Tryhard is a very, very difficult team to beat. They've been to almost every single world championship, and ladies and gentlemen, let's get this underway. Simon will make the first strike here. We're going to be diving in with a log launcher kill squad with the Root Riders, starting with the Spirit Walk. Our champion walks out of the invisibility there, has to replace it. Okay, a little bit of a hiccup out of the gate here, but seems to have it back on track here. Is able to get the replacement invisibility at the right time here to make sure the Spirit Fox does not take excessive amounts of damage here. We got another invisibility after this, and so we might be able to get that extra cannon down if he wants to burn it. He does decide to burn it, and need to get that down here one way or another. We got to get out afterwards because there's a lot of damage in the area there. He's working it. Got it. Okay, get out. And he gets the test as well. Get extra bonus right there. Able to remove every building from the edge of the base there to the hole around the monolith. That big moat around it is what we're trying to do, because now we have clean pathing for the log launcher kill squad. We can put the Root Riders in for the far right of the base, and we can get some very, very good value for them as they push over and maybe go to the town hall. I guess maybe the kill squad might go to the town hall. We'll see how things end up pathing here, but the log launcher opens up the base, and we'll have some Yetis inside. Gets the Rage Tower down. We'll hit the Tornado Trap. Does get the Fire Spitter down, so that's a nice pickup right there. And the Fire Spitter is pretty far away here. The Yetis will now make their way towards the middle of the hit base here and keep on throwing Yeti mites. But the Queen did not follow the log launcher. The Queen is wrapping it out to the far right. She's gonna follow the Root Riders, and that's fine too, as long as the King is able to force all the Root Riders and the Queen through the town hall. And it looks like he's doing a pretty good job on the outside. Also spawning snakes at the same time with this snake bracelet and with the overgrowth. We have a pretty good setup here. He's going to put the overgrowth onto the Fire Spitter so we can circle around it, and that's okay here because that allows him to get the Inferno down before the Rage Tower activates and also get the defensive Queen out of the way while he moves in that area. So far, so good. It's looking very, very strong for Simon, and he is a master of the Root Riders. He uses attack a lot. Let's remind you that Simon used to play for Synchronic. He is a current defending world champion. He's one of the best of the best. He freezes as the overgrowth, but he still has a ward ability. I'm just realizing now that he still has a ward ability. Just lost all the healers to red air bombs. Pops the Eternal Tome now. And is there any chance that this is going to be stopped right now with the Healing Tome and the Eternal Tome to boost him all the way in the backside here? The Queen is able to pop her ability, get the giant spawn there, uses her ability to get the monolith down. Now needs to reach over the wall. Or no, she can get the defensive minion Prince out of the way there, and then everybody else can wrap through. Super Prime Burgers across the backside of the base there. He's looking good, looking really, really good here. And there it is. He puts his hands in the air. He knows he's got it. Simon gets it done to start off the war against Tryhard Gaming. And I can already hear everybody else in the house here is like lighting up here. Everybody's going crazy. Simon clutching, and Vatic will potentially start with the lead if they can get the defense. First attacker for Tryhard Gaming will be Piccastro, Kingsman on defense, and here we go. We will be diving in with another Spirit Walk into Root Riders. We have the Troop Launcher here. Once again, King with the Snake Bracelet, Queen with the Giant, and then the Warder with the Healing Tome and Eternal Tome, and of course the World Champion running the Electro Booster, this time with the Rocket Spear. We see a little bit of variation with the different equipment that is paired with Electro Boost there for the World Champion, but in this case here, we need to get her out of there with her ability intact. A lot of people like in the haste file to get a little bit of extra value, but in this case, we just want the minimum value to get the funnel established, and it does look like he's going to be driving right through the town hall, and he will have the Troop Launcher to reinforce the main push, but that means we need to make sure this right side flank is able to be established, so we don't have to go over there with the main force when we go directly into the base. So he starts to drop in first a giant, then an ice golem. That's a nice extra insurance if there's spring traps on those outside defenses, which there commonly are. A lot of people like to throw super barbarians directly to those outside defenses, and spring traps can catch them and launch them off the board and shut some value down. It's an excellent spot to put spring traps in general. But the main force here, advancing to the core of the base here, we got a couple of ice golems. That's going to stall him up for just a moment here. But the king deploys to the outside The defensive queen out there is causing a little bit of problems, but the queen on offense will step forward and take her down. Now we have the push into the middle of the base here. The multi-infernos will be the next target here for the world champion. She locks out of those, and she doesn't have her rocket spear activated yet, but it's not a bad spot to pop it, like right there, right where she can reach over the channel there when there's some separation where she's not taking a lot of damage. She does get the other multi-inferno down. Now, where does she throw? She's throwing south here. Can we get a little bit more value out of her? He's got more freezes, more invisibility. He didn't use all the invisibility from the Spirit Walk at the start of Talk, so he could actually extend the Spirit Walk into the backside of the base. And he does. Okay, almost late on that. Almost lost to World Champion. He's got one more invisibility. Do you want to burden the next one on her as well? Or did we just let her go down here and save her for somebody else here? She did get some good targets right there. Getting the next one out of the way there and clearing out the inside defenses is fantastic value, but we still have a king with a spiky ball on the backside of the base there. We got 6 more super barbarians, more freezes, more invisibilities, and Piccastro is looking pretty good on this one. If he can just stay alive into these backside defenses and just get the tanking, get the cross tanking for the super barbarians. He's got a double wall breaker, so we can wall break into the cannon and then potentially into the air defense there. And then if he can get the freezes timed correctly here, then he should hopefully have the punch. These snakes are getting a ton of value because there's no splash damage in the area. So he gets the first wall break. He puts the super barbarians across the backside of the base there, distracting the Expo and the cannon. But the cannon up top is doing a lot of damage. That's going to be the most difficult thing to get through. He throws in more barbarians up there, trying to distract it, getting the archer tower on the outside of the base there, and looks like he will charge through time, makes that left side invisible, makes the wizards invisible, getting extra damage onto it, and he will step in. He will take the triple, and Piccastro ties up the war. Nachoa will make the next strike here for Vatic Esports. War's all tied up. This could not have been a better start because almost every other war in the quarterfinals has all ended with a lot of 1-stars, a lot of low scores. We saw some scores around 9. It was a little bit rough for the other teams, but this one is already starting off to be a great war. But Nachoa making his way forward here, pops an invisibility to redirect to the left side here to go towards the scatter shot, and if he can clear that compartment, honestly, right here is a good spot to extract out, and he will. Okay, get out of there. You don't need to get anything extra. We were able to clear the compartment. We were able to establish the funnel, and that's all you need to do. You have that extra invisibility, and just like that last attack, we could use that invisibility somewhere else because we don't want to waste it if we can find a better purpose for it because there's not extra value there. But he'll put a golem in front of the queen, get some healers down, not all the healers, just like one healer on the queen, just to give her a little bit of extra boost there, while the golem is providing the majority of the tanking, just to give the queen a chance to recover a bit more. But we got the log launcher, so we're clearly going for the log launcher kill squad, which will probably mean we need to deploy it to go with the queen, take advantage of the golem's tanking, puts a skeleton spell down as well, and I'm assuming the king will go in right there. No, he's not going to put the log launcher right with, no, it goes right next to the queen. Okay, I was gonna say, I'm not sure what we're doing. I was almost expecting him to swap it out to something else there, but the log launcher is gonna run down the back to the fire spitter. The queen steps up, takes down the big fat cannon, and here comes the CC pull, ice golems and witches. Gotta make sure we get this town hall down, though. We'll have whatever troops are inside of the log launcher. They can definitely step it and take it. Might be worth a rage on them to make sure they get the town hall down and maybe get that multi-inferno as well. He does rage it. Perfect execution so far. Will wrap around the main force around the outside of the base, and he does take the town hall and the multi-inferno. The investment does pay off, but now we need to make sure we cut this outside corner tighter. Queen goes to the core of the base. It's overgrowth, and then pops the queenie building. At the same time, we went to the overgrowth there. So if she didn't put the overgrowth, if the overgrowth did not cover the monolith, then he potentially could have got it down with the queen. But the queen ends up dying after she pops her ability and lost a lot of value right there. That's going to be painful. Our champion still has ability there with the hog puppet this time. And we'll have extra invisibility and freezes as he wraps around. But the monolith is in a very, very dangerous position right now. And that could absolutely cause a lot of problems here. But he's got the cleanup on the outside. Just a little bit, though. Just like archers. But it's not going to get it cleaned up in time to get the king to stay with the main pack. And so the world champion have to do a lot of the heavy lifting here. Pops the invisibility on her. And she still has her hog puppet. But the monolith's going to do a lot of damage here along with the multi-inferno. He freezes to try to protect her the best he can and does pop her ability, but the hogs are spread and the hogs are getting picked off. Remember, they're only like Town Hall 12 hog riders. They're not anything crazy. And so they're a little bit of buffer, a little bit of tanky distraction, but they're not going to carry the whole attack. He does have the World Champion go down. Defensive Minion Prince is still alive. Pops the spiky ball across the backside of the base there, and he gathers percentage up into the 90s. 93% is the final for Nachoa. an opportunity for Tribe Gaming. Vicurus needs a 94% to take the lead for Tribe Gaming. It's a high bar to reach here, and is that Yada on the camera? That's Yada. What? They turned the camera off. That was Yada. That was Yada from Navi. Okay, that little bit of a mistake there, kind of funny. But I guess maybe look at a camera here for Vicurus as he makes his way forward with the Spear Walk into Dragons, a redirect with that invisibility to get to the core of the base there to reach the Town Hall. Gets onto the multi-gear cannon, and we'll get to lock out of the Town Hall there. He's under Haze File as he pops more invisibility. We've got 2 more invisibilities after this. This is a very, very, very strong setup for Vicurus. If we can reach the core of the base with these Spirit Walks and get the Town Hall down, then you know it was successful. So remember, 94% is a mark to beat. He does put the King with the Siege Bricks to walk the bottom path here. That means the Dragons need to walk the top path. We got a Furnace on defense. A lot of people liking the Furnaces on defense. They're very, very powerful, but we're going to go into the Fire Spitters here, and there's a lot of damage across the top of the base with the modifier behind it, but with good internal tome value in the area at the same time. So try to take advantage of that. We still have the Minion Prince that can give us some extra protection afterwards with his orb. And the Queen will just work with the Siege Bricks down south. She can shoot the defensive Minion Prince out of the way there. I think that the Minion Prince being right there is the main reason to run the Queen over the King. Otherwise, the Snake Bracelet and the Spiky Ball would be the better choice in that area. But if you gotta find a Minion Prince at the very bottom there, then you need the extra support. Otherwise, you're relying 100% on the Wizards to lock on and take him down. But Dragons splitting a little bit across over to the storages. Gonna get in front of the Sweeper, taking a bunch of traps to the core of the base. They lost a lot of Dragons right there. Does pop the Rage up top from the, well, that's a defensive Rage. It's the Defender getting the Rage effect there from the Rage Tower. Boost to the damage of the defenses, and lost all the Dragons. Okay, we got the Furnaces still working. This could still potentially work here. The Queen can survive. She's at very, very low HP. Takes Mortar Strikes and dies. And now he's got the Furnace chipping away here, but I don't think the Furnace can finish this. It is going to end up being a defense. And percentage is looking like this one's going into the favor of Vatic Esports. They will have the lead. Percentage looks like we're going to get another air defense. And we'll get 1 more mortar at the top of the base there, which means we're going to be ending at an 89%. Nice try, Vicurus. So now with a 4 building advantage, Kingsman, the team captain, will take the next strike and hopefully be in the next room there. Hopefully I'm not distracted him too much there. Hopefully I don't get too loud. Sometimes I get excited. But we are, as I want to remind you, we are with Vatic Esports in Paris. They're playing in the next room. And nobody can go in there because they have the integrity cam set up there. So nobody's able to go in the room there other than the team. They got cameras set up all around them. They got the player cam on the desk in front of them. So they're pretty serious about fair play here to make sure that there's no possible way that they're able to communicate outside of that. So they'll have a little bit of background noise from the people cheering in the next room and me talking through the match here, but that's a little preparation for when they get to the World Championship, right? They're used to that. They're used to playing on the big stage. They're used to the pressure. Kingsman throws the fireball to the core of the base there, hits the Clan Castle, and with the Quakes there, able to destroy the Clan Castle with the troops still inside. Now, he has been practicing the strategy a lot recently, where he runs the Root Riders with no Valkyries, and he says that this works when you are not using the Spear Walk. If you're using the Spear Walk, then it is not good enough. You gotta have the Valkyries for that version. But if you do the Fireball version, then he says it works. I don't know what the difference is. I guess we'll just have to take his word for it. He knows what he's doing. He's one of the best attackers in the world, and as a captain of a high caliber team that's been to multiple world championships, we trust his judgment. But we have to cross through the base here. We got the defensive Minion Prince ahead, so keep an eye on him. We got to make sure that we get the troops in place to be able to actually shoot him down. Otherwise, he could be a big nuisance, engaging him very, very shortly. But got to get through the King first here. But everybody's so concentrated right now with all the troop launcher troops being tossed in. We got tons of protection. He puts that overgrowth template. I actually kind of wonder if he should have put the overgrowth a little bit higher and left the multi-gear cannon outside of it. Otherwise, that multi-gear cannon, it could have gone down. We could have taken it out while we were in a perfect position to just snipe it right there. Everybody's right there. Like, there's not too much damage, but it's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be fine here. We will keep going. We got a Skeleton Spell up ahead. The Queen has her ability active. We got the Giant right there, and this overgrowth is waking back up right now. And now Queen is in a good position to reach over and grab it, and he's able to shut down that Fire Spitter that was gonna be able to attack it, but now he's gonna be able to get around it. So looking very, very good here. 45 seconds on the clock. Queen ability has been used, but King ability and World Champion ability are still intact. We have the Hog Puppet, and we have the the spiky ball to bounce through. So overall looking good. Time is looking good. We just got to get this multi-inferno. The queen's right in position to step in and take it. The giant's right there. RC wants a piece of it. It is going through. He's got to triple. Kingsman, I can hear everybody in the house going crazy. Kingsman locking it up, and Vatic Esports gets a second triple on the board. A celebration of the moment, but we are far from over. Nebro's getting ready to strike back here. Remember that if they triple, then Tribe Gaming is still right on the tail of Vatic Esports. They would only be 4 buildings behind, so a lot of pressure now for Nebrox as he breaks out the Spear Walk into Dragons. We'll go right after the Town Hall with this one. We do have the Spirit Fox there, so if we lose it early, then that could be a bit of a problem, but he pops into invisibility to get the redirect to not go south to make sure he goes directly to the Town Hall. And now, where do we go from here? Do we swing to the right and go to the Inferno, or do we go to the Sweeper? Do we go to the Fire Spitter? I guess we're going to try to clear that area out. But the key target here, if he could potentially reach it, would be the Monolith. Monolith is extremely, extremely high value in a dragon attack, especially because it's right in the middle of the base. So we have a little bit more invisibility. I don't think he's going to reach that area just quite, but he does not waste the last invisibility. He holds on to it. He claimed a good amount of value, and he got the poison tower to trigger. So now we will put the dragons right behind the other fire spitter, behind the other sweeper, and we just got to watch that right side Inferno. The king's right there. He could end up having a couple of the troops go over there and then just get stuck on the king, follow him around, and then get picked off. So the multi could potentially be a problem on the right side. Looks like he's got 3 dragons breaking off that direction. The rest of them are going directly forward. It is a good split. It is a good split. The dragons reach the Monolith. 1 dragon, not taking any damage there, but the defensive queen wants a piece of it. The queen steps in, pulls it off. It pulls all the traps there, but the dragons are stepping forward there. Minion Prince steps forward, and he will get the Monolith down. Over to the right side, we do get the dragons directly onto that multi-inferno. They do take it down, and now they lock onto the king. And so it's a good thing they did that in the order that they did it. Otherwise, that right-hand corner would have potentially been trouble for him. But he gets it cleared out. We got super minions out of the siege machine that will end up following with the dragons, and now we start the wraparound. Watch that multi-inferno in the core of the base there. The multi-archer tower as well. Those are the things that could kill the queen as she wraps around, but she's got that giant out in front of her. We got a whole bunch of wizards out of the siege barracks that are still working with her, and the dragons just need to clear the internal defenses that she cannot reach. Those are the most important. Those are the ones that can stop this attack. But dragons, over to the far right side, still working. They can potentially join in. Nope, just kidding. There's a black air bomb. The king will stay steady, but it's not a problem. King does not need to go down. We have a couple troops still alive, but we have a couple still on the bar as well. We got the extra baby dragon, the Valkyrie, a couple balloons. Is that enough to get him through here? The dragons are gone. The warden's still alive. One more minion, or two super minions, I mean. We got the boo still spawning. The queen still alive on defense. Okay, we lose a couple things to air traps there, but the warden is still alive, so he's contributed his damage output. He'll throw everything down here. Stay in front of the queen. Get everything in front of the queen. Protect the queen, protect the warden, and they can potentially get the defensive queen out of the way here and potentially get him through. 15 seconds on the clock here. Baby dragon takes the black air bomb. The defensive queen goes down. He's looking all the way to, and there it is. He's got it. Nebrox is going to get another triple here for Tribe Gaming. There's the cheer, and Tribe Gaming is still hot on the tail of Vatic Esports. This match is crazy, but we're now going back over to Vatic Esports as they try desperately to hold on to their lead. Tryhard will go in for the next attack. It looks like we are going in with a Spirit Walk. He does pop an invisibility right away over to the left there to make sure we go directly forward. Was that necessary? I don't know if that was necessary or not, but better to not risk it. But let's see what he can do here as we just try to break the ring of defenses around the clan castle and then extract down. Okay, we don't go very far with that. A very, very simple, low value Spirit Walk with minimal resources invested. Just establish the funnel. We got a partial CC pull, and the funnel is all we're looking for right there. If we got a big defense or two, that's great, but we just want to make sure the runners have the best pathing possible, and there is good pathing here. We got the log launcher kill squad going in the far left side. Typically, we go in with the kill squad in the very bottom corner with this style of attack like this, but he wants it over to the far left side to push the root riders into the middle. But we got ice golems there, we got Tessifar, we got grass skellies popping. The queen will deal with that, and then hopefully the queen is able to follow the log launcher. Is the log launcher in charge of the town hall takedown, though? That's my question here. The log launcher is taking some damage. It opens up. The walls are not opened, so that could be a little bit of trouble there because the queen did not go that way. We have the overgrowth over the right there. So the Root Riders and the World Champion will make a direct insert into the Town Hall because there's nowhere else for them to go because of the overgrowth. So we'll get a regrouping here. We got the Snake spawning for the Snake Bracelet off of the King. And the Queen is out there following the King right now. I don't even know how she ended up over there, but she is over there. And at the same time, he was trimming out the very top corner of the base there with a bunch of archers. There's a ton of snakes here. Look how many snakes we have. So many snakes across there, but the World Champion needs to get these internal defense out of the way there. That Multi-Inferno is critically important. Does he have to get the scatter shot and the Expo to be able to get this down? He's got an RC ability. We got the Hog Puppet, but remember, we're going to be... Oh, that Hog Puppet. It's not a good spot for a Hog Puppet because it's got the Giga Bomb right there. So as soon as the Hogs spawn, then we're going to be taking the traps. He gets down the cannon, steps his way through. World Champion dies. Okay, that scatter shot is big trouble for him. He's got the giant. We got the Yetis. Look at the Yetis. The Yetis coming in from the north side of the base there, coming out of the siege barracks way late, and they will eventually... Or no, wait, those are the Yetis from the log launcher. There was no siege barracks. Log launcher Yeti step in. They get the healers. A giant on the outside of the base there. That giant, if it tanks to be able to get the Queen through the cannon, he might have a chance. If the Queen gets the storage out there, we got Nachoa reaching to the camp there. They don't know. They think they know. Yes, they got it. There we go. Tryhard gets the triple for Vatic Esports. They have their lead sustained. And now we send him back to Tribe Gaming. In for Kronos. They will once again have to triple to stay pace with Vatic Esports. If they triple here, then they're only 4 buildings behind. But if they can at least get the percentage high, then the win condition doesn't change very much here. So let's see what happens. Got to make sure that we do put up good percentage here no matter what. But a triple obviously is better, so that doesn't force a triple from their final attacker. But let's see what happens here. Kronos making his way forward here with the Spirit Walk. Steps his way into the Multi-Inferno. And then, do we extract? No. Okay, we do extract. Okay. Oh, he lost his Spirit Fox, though. He did lose his Spirit Fox. But we will now get ready for the next phase. We have the Troop Launcher, which means we're probably going to the Town Hall here. That is the thin pathing that the Troop Launcher would support. Down to the very bottom, the Queen gets an Ice Golem, and we'll go right through the Multi-Gear Cannon. And the Root Riders will go right into the Town Hall. We have the double fire spitter, and they're both facing north, and so they're not going to cause any problems here. Got a couple tests popping right there. The defensive World Champion is still alive to the right there with low HP. Distracted all the Valkyries over there. Maybe we can get somebody to step over there and get a shot at her. But no, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, she picks off all the Valkyries over there, which is not great, but we popped the Eternal Tome. And we will push our way through the Town Hall. And I don't know if that's a good amount of Eternal Tome value. Like, remember, at Town Hall 17, the Town Hall does not explode. It does not have the poison. And so if you're under low damage, then I don't know if that's as good of value as we could have got. I think we could have held on to it until we got a little bit deeper in the base there, because you got to remember that the Eternal Tome and all of your equipment is downgraded when you're playing on hard mode. All the defenses deal 20% more damage. Your heroes on offense are debuffed by 10%. And so you have a lot of threats up ahead here, and the maximum Eternal Tome value is often the difference in a lot of these attacks here. But the World Champion passes up the pack there and dies. Is he okay here? We got a Overgrowth still active, and that Monolith will be waking back up here, but everybody's split into the outside. And if he can get everybody to leave the base out there and wrap around, then maybe he can still get through this. But that Monolith is going to be doing some damage as he wraps into it. We got the freeze, we got the King ability, we got the Queen ability. And that absolutely could be enough to get him through. But the Queen needs to get the defensive minion prince out of the way. We got a lot of snakes here. We got the distraction for the Wizard Tower, so the snakes will get the value. They are getting taken out now, but the giant will pick up the tank right there. The Queen does get the defensive minion prince out of the way. 35 seconds. Can we finish it in time as well? Yetis step in. Yetis once again coming in clutch as they were being thrown around there by the troop launcher, but we got a couple of super prime berries deployed down the line there, trying to get that Wizard Tower out of the way there. The Queen wrapping through. He's not sure. His hands are on his head. There's nothing else he can do but sit back and watch. He's just got to beat the clock now, but the Queen is on the inside of the base, and I don't think he can get it done. I think he's gonna end up with a time fail here. I think he knows that he's gonna end up with a time fail, and that means that if Vatic Esports is able to triple their last attack, then they will put out a reach, but the percentage is good. If Vatic misses, Tribe can still take this match. This is an enormous amount of pressure for the young player, Imran. He flew in to Paris here for the boot camp from South Africa. He came a long way for this, and he's only 19 years old. One of the youngest players in Pro Clash of Clans Esports, and he will make his way forward here with a Spirit Walk into Root Riders. If he triples this, then Vatic advances to the upper bracket semifinals to face off with Team Electros. But if he misses it, he leaves the door open, and Tribe Gaming can steal this win. He doesn't need to necessarily triple. He just needs to get the percentage up as high as possible. But a triple would absolutely put it out of reach here. I'm looking at the percentage here, and I'm counting 8 building advantage for Vatic Esports. And so we need a 93%. That's the mark to cross. But he does get a successful Spirit Walk. That was a solid approach to the base there. He puts a Golem down for the Queen. The Queen is able to collapse in the far left side, and the Redders will go directly into the Town Hall. He's got a couple of Valkyries leaking off to the right there, but the main force is on track. It will go directly into the Town Hall, and looks like the King will join in front of the Queen to work the left flank there. He's got Ice Golems. We got Defensive Furnaces again. Defensive Furnace and Ice Golems. Can do a lot of damage here, but he pops the Eternal Tome, and this Eternal Tome is very high value while he's under a lot of damage. But also, if we can get the air traps triggered while we're under the Eternal Tome, then we know that the healers will stay safe. There's the Overgrowth. That's a really good Overgrowth. That's a perfect Overgrowth. Notice how it is able to touch the area where the World Champion lift off across the top of the base, and that makes so that the main force is all going south. If he can get a regrouping down there, then he can make sure that we can use a consolidated push over to the right side, and that is what you're looking for maximum overgrowth value. But the Queen still in position in the core of the base. They're going to be able to step into the cannon in just a moment. She gets the lock on. A lot of other troops right there as well get the lock on for the multi-geared cannon, and seems to have it under control here. I'm just watching to see if he thinks he's got it. I think he's got it. I think he's got it. He's smiling. He's smiling. Imraan Hades with the 3 stars. He's going to close it. There we go. There we go. He knows it. There's the team. And Vatic Esports is going to put it out of reach here. They will take the win. And now all they got to do is sit back and watch Tribe Gaming, as they will not be able to get anything else. There's swag and invisibility. There's the whole team. That's what we're talking about. Vatic OP. Vatic is going to the upper bracket semifinals. There we go. What is he doing here? What is he doing? He's trying to show his name. you gotta rotate it there, Hades. You gotta rotate it. Okay, we're gonna struggle with this. Okay, turn it. No, turn it. You gotta turn it. Okay, we can't. This is a failed celebration. There we go. Now. All right, we gotta get out there. But we gotta wait for Tribe Gaming's next attack first, and then we'll go out there and talk to the team. But before we go out and celebrate, Teemper needs to attack for Tribe Gaming, and we get to see how close this war would have been if Hades did not clutch right here. So let's see Teemper's plan, because if he was able to triple this and Hades missed that at a 92 or 91% or lower, then that would have been the difference, and we could see a different result here. But Teemper making its way forward here. We do have a spear walk into Root Riders, and you know the team is just smiling ear to ear as they sit back, but they can't walk away from their integrity cams yet. They gotta wait until the match is over, otherwise they would end up taking a disqualification. So you gotta keep yourself under control, even though you're probably super excited. And so we'll go out there and talk to them in just a second and see what they have to say. But man, that was an insane match. Nice Spirit Walk here, but it looks like he did lose the Royal Champion, lost to Spirit Fox. He didn't recall. He didn't even bring a recall. Weird. Okay, well, no recall here, so obviously that was intended. He will go for the log launcher. Why would we not recall? I feel like I have never seen anybody not try to recall the Royal Champion, but very interesting choice there. I mean, 2 spells to have her survive for the entirety of the rest of the attack there, potentially, if you can keep the Spear Fox alive and keep her protected. But I guess that was a deliberate choice here. Let's see. It's a bold strategy, Con. Let's see if it pays off for him. But he will wrap around the left side of the base here. Will get the log launcher kill squad to reach in and try to get the fire spitters down. But you know, it's got to be disheartening to know that you already lost there because that other one tripled. But you still got to get out here and put on a show, because as they get ready to go down to the lower bracket and potentially face elimination down there, then we want to have as much momentum. You got to scare those other teams. You got to make sure that they know that you can put up 13 stars. Or at least close, right? But we already know Tribe Gaming's offense is insane. They played extremely well during this match here, so no matter what, they can walk away with their heads held high. But Teemper making its way towards the Town Hall here, and so far looking good. Honestly, not a bad setup here with a lot of troops still alive. The healers alive. It's unfortunate to not have the Royal Champion, but I feel like If she had the extra firepower, then he easily would be able to make his way through with the force that he still has remaining, but I'm not sure without her, though. But he does get the king spawning some snake bracelet down south here, getting all the snakes. The queen ends up separating from the pack there, but walks away from the damage, gets the freeze, getting the monolith finally taken down here. Super barbarians across the right side of the base here, and the king will keep charging forward here with a spiky ball still intact. More super barbarians, more freezes. Honestly, this is coming very close, but we still have a defensive world champion guarding some of the non-defensive structures at the very top there with that mortar. And that could be a bit of a problem for him, right? He's got the archers spiking right there, but they're getting picked off. 14 seconds time. Watch the clock here. The clock is the... Oh, there's a minion up top. There's a minion getting the storage down. Is that enough here? The spiky ball can bounce through and hit everything else here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gets it, gets it, gets it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Misses. Misses. 99%. 99%. And that's how close Tribe Gaming was to winning this match. Amy, that was clutch. That was clutch. You absolutely crushed it. And then they got the 99% right afterwards. That was amazing.
I told you, I triple when I need it.
You triple? Yeah, you do. Let's go! That's what I'm talking about. Kingsman, how you feel? How's that?
Pretty good, pretty good.
That
We
was-
did an insane match, to be honest. 14 full stars.
That was an insane match.
Did you like the no Valk attack?
Yeah.
Yes.
No Valks?
I
You don't
told
need-
you.
Don't need Valks. Valks are overrated.
No Valk with fruit, guys.
With Fireball too. That watermark on the town hall
with
was
Fireball.
awesome.
Without Fireball, you need Valks, but with, you don't need.
Next up is Electros.
Yes.
Are you guys ready for Electros? Do you feel better about fighting them, or would you have rather have fought Synchronic?
No. I think Team Electros is also a very strong team. We know very well Almu. He was an ultimate of us. So very looking forward to this match. I think it's the first time we meet him into stage 3 since we play with him. So looking forward to this one.
Just get 14 stars again, and then it's easy.
14 and the one is over.
So now Vatic Esports' next opponent is going to be Team Electros. They just defeated the defending world champion Synchronic. They held them to 1 stars. Their offense was on point. This is lined up to be an insane match, but they'll have to eliminate some teams first. And so join us back in the next video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you there.